Recently, I was asked how I chose or why I chose to go to Ghana way back when I decided to go. I didn't know anybody there. I had no contacts. I had been to South America extensively, and I was living in the UK at the time. And going somewhere in Africa was always a real interest for me. I just thought there's so much culture, there's so much music. It's so, there's a lot of craftsmanship, there's a lot of art, there's a lot of spirituality. Such a rich continent. The big question was where? I mean, it's huge. Where are you going to go? So what I did is I was in England, as I mentioned, in London, and I went to the reference library to see if I could narrow it down somehow. And because I'm a visual person, I thought, well, let's look at the pictures. So I'm going through books, looking at pictures, and I decided on Mali. Oh, yeah, Mali, that's where I'm going to go. What a bloody outrageous place. Just the dance and the rituals and the culture, the history, incredible. And so visually stimulating. Anyways, I investigated a little, just brief little bits on them, and realized they spoke French, and thought, oh crap, I couldn't get by with French to save my life. So one of the customers where I worked was French, and he agreed to teach me some fundamental French so I could get by. And after several lessons, I just couldn't stand the way I sounded. I couldn't get the accent. It was really painful to hear me speak, I felt. And then thinking about it, I'd never been there before. It's just going to be a totally different experience. I decided in the end that I would have to leave that trip for another time when I knew French. Let's not make it the first trip. Let's not set myself up to fail. Let's make it a little easy on myself. So I went back to the reference library and started looking for English speaking places. It didn't have to be the only language, but if it was at least one of the official languages, I thought, well, that would be helpful. And I was going through this one book, and it had said, if you're interested in safaris and, the big 5 safari animals, go to Kenya. And if you want the people, go to Ghana. So, yay! It was a sign for me to go to Ghana. And that's where I went in 1992 and kept going. Kept going to Ghana, making friends and meeting people, and then, from those friends meeting other friends, and then on the next trip, visiting them again, the ones that I could find, and continuing the friendship and the experiences, the conversations. Fantastic. And that's basically the way I operate with most of my trips. I don't actually go to a lot of different places. I tend to concentrate on one place and just keep going back and seeing how people are doing and doing an update and see where that trip carries me. See, where that conversation brings me. And basically the way I treat life. Anyways, that's one way one nomadic woman travels. Maybe that inspires you to do the same.